Here we are putting a hive together. Because we're going to use a pollen trap on this hive. We've actually got a mesh screen on the bottom which allows for additional airflow, so moisture and humidity does not affect the pollen state. Next on the hive we place the pollen trap. Then comes the brood chamber. This is where the queen is laying the eggs that develop into the larvae for the bees. Some beekeepers use a single depth brood chamber and others choose a double box system. It depends on the preference of the beekeeper. After the brood chamber we place a queen excluder. The idea behind the queen excluder is to keep the queen in the bottom of the hive and to separate brood from honey. The queen excluder works with a wire mesh system that is too tight for a mated laying queen to fit through. One of the key aspects of the excluder is to have the cross members on the bottom side of the wire mesh. This way when you pry up the queen excluder later on, the structural integrity of the frame stays together. There are many different ways in supering a hive. We prefer a term that's called understacking, which is when you add additional supers to the hive. You put the fresh supers on the bottom of the stack just above the queen excluder. The reason why we do this is it allows us to also run bee escape boards, and that way we can force the bees back out of the honey super that has been active and push them back down into the new honey super underneath. If you're not going to collect propolis, the next thing to put on your hive is a inner cover, also known as a hive mat. The idea behind it is to stop your lid, your outer cover, from sticking to your honey super, and it also acts as a baffle, giving you more hive insulation. Last thing on the hive is the outer cover or the hive lid. Rather than strapping the lid down, we usually use a cinder block or a brick.